afternoon. Oh, why is it like that? Oh, so be it. Hold up. All right. Okay. We should be good.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
I'll make sure
the
we
number
sync.
one longest lasting AA battery. Case closed.
All right. Are we in sync? We gotta make sure before we get started. So yeah. Man, today's, you know, I'm feeling good today, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me get right into it when we get some more people in here. Let me make sure my people gets in the stream. You know what I'm saying? The stream is running. We are running. I am live. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
All right. Y'all can hear me. We're good. We're in sync. Man, I am feeling good today, man. I am really feeling good today, man. First of all, how's y'all Thursday been, man? Just wonderful Thursday afternoon, man. It's about a cool day outside in March. You know, daylight savings is on the way. Shit. We got March Madness coming up. We got the basketball tournament going on in NCAA. We got baseball coming back. The MLB is coming back. If you guys have not heard, man, so I'm very excited. Can't wait to be making those trips to Atlanta for those Braves games. I would love to attend more baseball games in the future. I mean, this year. So I think my goal for this year is to at least attend, what it is, 162 game season. I'm not gonna go to every game, but I'm gonna at least and try. What is it? 5, 7, 8. I'm at least trying to attend at least one game a month. That's my goal. I would love to attend at least one Braves game a month. So 1 in April, 1 in May, 1 in June, 1 in July, 1 in August, and then 1 in September. So that's 6 games this year. Yeah. So I would love to attend one every month, you know, just to have fun for myself and all that. So the MLB is back. If you guys haven't heard, I don't know if you guys, you know, watch baseball or you're into it, but for all my MLB people out there, baseball is back. By the way, I'm a Houston Astros fan. You know, I'm not a Braves fan. That's just the team I'm close by. So, yeah. You got my boy Ben Simmons coming back to Philadelphia. He's playing the 76ers. The Nets is taking on the 76ers. We're waiting on some more people before we get started. But yeah, man, my boy Ben Simmons coming back, man. He about to be the biggest heel inside that arena because they're playing at the 76ers. So yeah, Nets and the 76ers tonight. My G Alex, Mr. No Days Off. How's family? How's the family doing? The family's good. My life is good. Thank you for asking. Yes, I'm taking no days off. I decided to do the news videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays because, you know, since Tuesdays usually be NXT, and I don't do NXT anymore unless there's special episodes. We're not doing a news video. So my only days off are only Saturdays and Sundays if we don't have pay-per-views. So if WWE doesn't have a pay-per-view, AEW doesn't have a pay-per-view, if Impact doesn't have a show, then I'll be off on Saturdays. So yeah. What else, man? Oh yeah, my Duke Blue Devils, man. We beat Syracuse. And we're going on to the ACC semifinals. Let me check the bracket. Let me see. ACC men's basketball tournament bracket. Okay. Where's the bracket? I need an updated one. Stop trying to be like, bro. Ain't that's what everybody does? We critique. Bro. Oh my God, get out. Miami Heat fans. What is your record, by the way? You're 44-23. Okay, at least you're in the top. At least you're in first place in the Eastern Conference. Bro, how am I trying to be like JD? I don't yell like that. I don't scream. I don't do anything like that. Yeah, we just want to give our opinion. And Jesus Christ, I legitimately hate social media for real. What's the updated bracket? Bro, it's like majority of my audience watches JD. They watch BC Amplified. Like, come on now. The Lakers are fucking comedy hour fucking garbage. Aren't the Lakers... I don't think they're playing pretty good this year. Yeah, they're not. All right, Thursday afternoon. Of course, we beat Duke. We beat Syracuse. Miami beat, I believe, Miami or Boston College is winning. I don't know who's winning that game. I'm not paying attention to it. So, apparently, we're going to be playing the winner of the Boston College and Miami game tomorrow at 7 p.m. at 6 p.m. my time. And then if we go to the championship, the AC championship, we could potentially get another rematch with North Carolina. We need to get I hope North Carolina's in the championship game. We need to get our revenge. What up, Punter the Streak? How you doing today, my man? How you doing today? All right, how long have we been on here? We're gonna go 4:40. We're gonna give it until 4:40 p.m. So yeah. Yeah, I just keep it real, bro. Like, if you don't like it, click off the video. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. It's not gonna, I'm not gonna lose sleep or none of that. Like, if y'all don't like it, then don't watch. Y'all want to use that tactic on me? Oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it, Alex. When is Cody coming back to WWE? Honestly, I do not know, man. I don't know what that guy has set in stone. Alex, do you have WWE or AEW action figures? Yes, I used to have WWE action figures, but I think I got rid of them. I had them. I got them when I was little. And I heard that some stores like Target and Walmart, I heard that those stores have more AEW action figures than WWE. It really goes to show you that WWE is failing to create stars, man. Because they still got like old figures up there. But no, I'm not an action figure collector. I did have a figure of Rey Mysterio. I had a figure of Randy Orton. I had a figure of Cena, I believe. I think that's all. I am doing great. That is great to hear. We got news on Cody Rhodes, Braun Breaker. Apparently, WWE wants to do more NXT call-ups. We got some backstage news on Scorpio Sky winning the TNT title last night, which I ranted about. And by the way, bro, what was I gonna say? All right, we got one more minute. I got some news on Chelsea Green. Apparently, she got injured in her match against Deonna Purrazzo. Revolution. Apparently, we got some Dynamite ratings news, and yeah. Hold on, I gotta pull up something real quick. Cause I wanna. What's my favorite color? My favorite color is. See, I like black. I like black. I like red. I like white. Sometimes blue. Sometimes, depending on what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts on Jeff Hardy going to AEW? I'm honestly happy for the guy. The guy is happy. I'm happy. He looks in great shape. He looks like he slimmed down a little bit. I'm trying to, like, get this girl's name right. Because I botched her name last time. Alize, okay, babe. I don't want it. Hardy was bad. All right, okay, we got 8 people in here. Okay, let's get started. All right, let's get started, man. First of all, welcome to the stream, man. How you guys doing? I am doing good on this Thursday afternoon. Today we got some wrestling news for y'all. I got news on Chelsea Green, Impact news. I got WWE news and Cody Rhodes and WrestleMania 38 plans and AEW news coming out of Revolution and the fallout from Revolution. So, man, once I take this sip of water, we're going to get right into it, man. All right. First thing. This is an Impact news. So, first things first. Chelsea Green, man. Chelsea Green apparently injures her wrist at Impact Sacrifice. Chelsea Green is unfortunately nursing an injured wrist once again after Saturday night's Impact Sacrifice pay-per-view. During the match between Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green on Saturday night, there was a moment where the ref threw up the X sign with his arms to signify the legitimate injury. Deonna checked on her, but Chelsea responded with a strike to the face. Deonna then locked in her armbar as the referee stopped the match, but the champion refused to let go, so it was unclear if it was a work or a serious injury. It's just a serious injury. Deonna's being a heel, she's trying to be professional, but yeah. Hasn't Natalia ever had a legitimate character? No. She wrote on social media, I could copy and paste this capture by now. LOL, thank you for this report, calls and texts. Shit happens, but at Impact Wrestling has my back. Chelsea wrote the caption alongside a picture of her thumbs up while in a cast. When a fan later asked if it was the same wrist she has injured several times in the past, Chelsea confirmed that it was indeed. Chelsea Green was released from WWE as part of their ongoing budget cuts bullshit that started when the COVID-19 pandemic begun. At the time, she was sidelined from another wrist injury, one she suffered during her first televised WWE SmackDown match on November 13, 2020. She returned to the ring with Impact Wrestling in July 2021 and has been working with various top promotions since then, including the NWA, GCW, Ring of Honor, prior to being purchased by AEW. And yeah, looks like Chelsea Green should be fine. Hopefully no surgery required. Hopefully she's okay, man, because that would be a huge blow to the Knockouts division. If Chelsea Green is gone, that would be a huge blow. Chelsea Green is I know she's injury prone. She did confirm she had a history of wrist injuries, and hopefully, when she comes back, stronger than ever. No surgery required, hopefully not. And I'll be waiting to see Chelsea Green get back in the ring once she heals up and keep doing her thing in Impact Wrestling. I would have loved to see her. I would love to see her in AEW through the ROH thing, through the ROH and AEW thing. I would love to see her in AEW, or she could work in Ring of Honor. Another woman, Deonna Purrazzo. She's the ROH Women's Champion, so we could potentially be seeing Deonna Purrazzo on AEW TV sooner or later. I would love to see Deonna Purrazzo on AEW TV defending that Ring of Honor Women's Championship. I know she's going to be on Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor on April 1st, I believe. I don't know who her opponent will be. I wish Roxy was under this as well, man. I wish she was under the ROH AEW banner as well, man. Can you imagine the matches she could put on in that women's division with Britt Baker and a Statlander and a Shida, a Conti? a Cargill, you name them, a Ruby Soho. And Roxy even said she wanted a match with Britt Baker. If she would have signed to AEW, I mean, Tony Khan would have gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just me, man. AEW will be around in 5 to 10 years for that match to happen. Miranda Alizé, I would love to see Miranda Alizé under the ROH AEW banner, and she impressed me in her match with Deonna Purrazzo. If Miranda Alizé wants to be in AEW, I wouldn't mind it. That would be another good addition to that women's division. Miranda Alizé, take my money, man. Can you imagine the matches with Miranda Alizé in it? The Lucha Baddie. Yeah. Shout out to her, by the way. She's a Texas girl, so I gotta support my Texas people out there. So yeah. Alex, Cody Rhodes to return to WWE in Jacksonville, Florida. He might confront Seth. Hey, who knows, man? Who knows? Speaking of Cody Rhodes, backstage news on Cody Rhodes' WWE status. On the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that plans have once again changed regarding Cody Rhodes. As of this past Friday's edition of SmackDown, he was on the internal books, with creative being ready for his return. However, now that it's uncertain and his future is up in the air. While the situation with Cody Rhodes and WWE is not considered to be over, it is a case of waiting and seeing how things play out. WWE thought they had the former AEW executive vice president, but right now they are unsure about that. There have been conflicting reports regarding the former 3-time TNT champion. From the moment he left All Elite Wrestling, Cody Rhodes himself is yet to make any form of public comment regarding his future plans in pro wrestling, or if he plans to stop competing together, which I highly doubt. I don't think he's retiring that early. He's 35 years old. It remains uncertain at this point whether he will be returning to WWE, or staying with AEW, or he can go to Impact, or he could be under the new ROH thing. So yeah, man. Something weird between Seth, and I really do think Cody is coming back to WWE. Yeah, Seth Rollins has nothing to do for WrestleMania. And Monday Night Raw on March 14th, this coming Monday. Monday Night Raw on March 14th is emanating from Jacksonville, Florida, right across the street from Dave's place. What if we get Cody Rhodes showing up in Jacksonville? Can you imagine? Of course, you're going to get the AEW chance in Jacksonville and all that, but Cody Rhodes showing up to Monday Night Raw in Jacksonville, Florida to confront Seth Rollins and challenge him to a match at WrestleMania. It'll be a good match. Yeah. Alex, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins in a spot of the Unified match. Yeah, and it's really sad. How do you not have nothing for Seth Rollins? If Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins is not going to be for WrestleMania, add Seth Rollins to the Unification match at WrestleMania between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and make it a triple threat. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins, championship Unification match. Obviously, Seth Rollins is going to eat the pin. I mean, many fans are saying they checked out of it. They checked out of the one-on-one match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar because we've seen it so many times. Time after time after time. We've seen it at WrestleMania 31. We've seen it at WrestleMania 34. We've seen it multiple times outside of WrestleMania. So, yeah. Bro, Seth has that look in his eye again. Yeah, Seth Rollins blacked out of social media. I don't know why people are getting all over, getting so like, I don't know. Maybe his Messiah gimmick is coming back. I don't know. Time slot change for the March 18th episode of AEW Rampage. What's good, Alice? What's good, Stan? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Due to the NCAA basketball tournament, the March 18th episode of AEW Rampage will be airing in a later time slot. The TNT schedule lists that the episode will air at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time instead of the normal time slot 10 p.m. Eastern. Let me repeat that again. The TNT schedule lists that the episode will air at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time instead of the normal time slot 10 p.m. Eastern. As noted, AEW Rampage had its time slot changed last month. Due to the NBA All-Star Weekend on TNT, the February 18th episode was moved to an earlier time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Last Friday's Rampage episode saw Sammy Guevara successfully defend his TNT Championship, then TNT Champion Sammy Guevara, against Andrade El Idolo and Darby Allin. Also, Keith Lee defeated JD Drake, while Christian Cage defeated Ethan Page in the face of the Revolution qualifying match, which you guys know, yada yada yada. The March 18th episode is being taped after Dynamite at the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas on March 16th. I don't know why we're getting a Rampage at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know why. Pretty odd. Just move it to just put it on St. Patrick's Day. Why don't you just put it on the 17th or put it on Saturday? I don't like watching Rampage on a Saturday, but yeah. Don't know why we're getting a Rampage at 10:30 at 10:30 p.m. my time, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. That's just awkward, and I don't like that. But since SmackDown ends at 9 my time, and I would have to wait an hour and a half for Rampage. How about y'all come join me? How about I do a late night Friday night live stream, and we'll watch AEW Rampage. So yeah, but Rampage needs to get to a different time slot, bro. Backstage news on creative changes for Vince McMahon and Pat McAfee. On the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that creative for the Pat McAfee storyline changed slightly. On SmackDown, AEW Rampage by 11 o'clock, NCAA basketball tournament game. Okay, back to what I was saying. On SmackDown, Austin Theory appeared, slapped the commentator, and set up their match. However, this was different from whatever the original plan was. Of course, Vince McMahon had been rumored to be competing against Pat McAfee. Thank God. He is still in the angle. I will answer your questions after I get done reading this because I don't want to spend too much time on this. And it is unknown if things will become a handicap match. What's up, Broski? What's up, Pika Beats? Or if the WWE champion will still be re-signed. However, Vince McMahon is seen as the key to that match overall. Because of that, it is expected that he will be getting introduced to the angle in the near future. Originally, it was set to be Vince versus McAfee. Once again, thank God. But Austin Theory was always going to be the man taking the bumps. The WWE champion recently appeared on the Pat McAfee's YouTube show last week, which is where he offered him a match at WrestleMania. Once again, you better be on your knees thanking God that it's not Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee at WrestleMania. Austin Theory, he's got a lot of potential to be the next face of the company. It's literally in his hands if you just let him go and let him run with it. So yeah, the Austin Theory is the face of WWE. If you just let him run with it, because it's in his hands. Don't take it out of his hands. It's in his hands. But Austin Theory and Pat McAfee, it should be a great match at WrestleMania, if given the time needed. If you let these guys go out for 15 minutes and put on a banger, then the match will come out good. Go look at Pat McAfee's match against Adam Cole at NXT TakeOver, what was it, 30? NXT TakeOver 30? Go back and watch Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole. And you come back and you let me know what you think about that. Simple. Vader. We got some news on Vader. Vader announced for the WWE Hall of Fame. Vader is going into the WWE Hall of Fame. WWE announced a couple days ago that Vader will be posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022 during WrestleMania 38 weekend. There is no word on who will induct Vader, but we will keep you updated. The former World Heavyweight Champion passed away on June 18, 2018 at the age of 63. Man, that is way too young, man. God rest his soul, man. WWE previously announced The Undertaker as the headliner for the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame class. He will be inducted by WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon, which makes sense. The 2022 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony will take place on Friday, April 1st, from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. The event will air live on Peacock and the WWE Network after the WrestleMania 38 Go Home edition of SmackDown goes off the air that night. No. Oh, Alice, what about a dream match between Seth versus Cody in a spot of the Unification match? Just like Triple H versus Dan Bryan. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that, but they would have to build towards it. Dolph Ziggler teased about being NXT champion in 2018. I really do think Cody's coming back to WWE, though, at least for a while. I mean, Cody had nothing against WWE, and Cody has a fan legacy in the company. I don't want Fist in the ring. That's embarrassing. Yeah. Finn Balor is U.S. champion, but who would face Finn Balor at WrestleMania? Damian Priest. Keep doing your thing, man. I enjoy your work. You're one of the real ones. Let me repeat that. You're one of the real ones left who doesn't push this fake war between AEW and WWE. People think you got to pick sides. You can like both. Yes, that is true. There's nothing wrong with liking both companies. I love AEW. I love WWE. I play fair with both companies. I praise something when it's good. I shit on something when it's bad. Am I getting WWE 2K22? I'm most likely, yeah. At first, I was contemplating not getting it. Then I was contemplating on getting it. So I was 50-50 on the split. So I'm most likely going to get the game next week. WWE reportedly talking to EA amid rumors on the future of WWE games. A new report suggests that the relationship between WWE and Take-Two Interactive may be coming to an end soon, which could result in WWE moving their video games to a competitive publisher for the first time ever. Take-Two is the parent company of 2K Sports. Fightful Select reports that WWE had recent talks with Electronics, EA Sports is in the game, about bringing the WWE Games division over to their company, which is also one of the top gaming publishers in the world. The upcoming WWE 2K22 game is seen as a make or break release for the series, and the report noted that there is a lot of writing on the launch of the game in the following weeks and months. The last contract signed between WWE and Take-Two and 2K was in 2016, and while no official details were made public, it's believed that this was a 6-year deal with options to extend. If the game is well received by players and sales are near expectations, an extension could be signed not far after. If the game is seen as a failure, WWE games moving to EA will be a greater possibility than ever before. Talks between WWE and EA has been on and off for years, including the 2016 deal between WWE and 2K. The two sides recently began talking about an agreement as far as early 2021. Sources report that talks began after the disappointing release of WWE 2K20 and a lackluster reception to WWE 2K Battlegrounds. WWE has shown a lot of frustration with the reception and lack of success of recent games, one source reportedly said. The gaming market is a major selling point for them, and they believe they've fallen behind the competition. The competition are other sports games, despite pro wrestling having a passionate and dedicated fan base. There is reportedly a feeling within WWE that players are making decisions to purchase other sports games instead of their own. With video game prices increasing on new generation, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, WWE officials feel like the games need to provide more reasons than ever to justify the cost. There's also a feeling that the WWE 2K games have not done that. There's also a feeling within WWE that their games have unfairly, in their minds, been given less resources than the other major title from 2K Sports, NBA 2K. While NBA 2K sales and revenue are much higher than WWE 2K, officials feel like it's more due to cutting of resources towards development rather than a general interest in the game. Since WWE 2K 2015, which was the first game to be on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, the budget development of the WWE game has gone down year over year. Whether it's animation, art, or even quality testing areas. Not a single area was left untouched during cutback towards the WWE 2K series. When asked why this continued to happen, those who asked did not receive specific reasoning, but it was suggested by some people that the increase in 2K Sports titles in development didn't help things. It should be noted that everyone involved accepts a split between WWE and 2K. A source noted that the development team at 2K developer Visual Concepts Creative is moving forward as if things will continue as normal. The development team at VC is of the belief things will continue as normal. One source close to the game said if anything is changing, no one's been given a hint of it. 2K is confident in it continuing. Another person winning the WWE 2K22 team feels like they have put in so much effort into improving the game that they will convince those making the decisions to move forward together. It's basically a brand new game in a lot of areas, the person said. There is a new foundation laid out to make this a series that everyone wants. It just needs to be understood that it won't happen in 1 year. If WWE Games decides to move to EA, it's speculated that the games will be developed at the EA Vancouver studio, which is the same studio in charge of the UFC series. It was also noted that there will be another multi-year wait for the first WWE EA game to come out. One of the biggest questions among so many is whether WWE wants to wait years for a new game to be developed or stick with was already being built, the report noted. I'm sorry if I got my reading messed up a little bit. The WWE 2K22 video game is the 9th game under the WWE 2K banner. It will be released on tomorrow, March 11th, for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. God damn, I just lost a couple people because I spent all day on that topic. If WWE moves to EA, it's not going to make a big of a difference, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm going to, like I said, I'll most likely get the game. Just going to give it a couple more days and then finalize my decision, because I can wake up the next day and say, okay, I'm not getting the game. You know? But if WWE moves to EA, it won't make a huge difference, honestly. You know, video games, it's just not, I don't know, it's like, it's just not in me. Like, you know, I'm still playing Madden. I still play Madden. I still play MLB The Show. What else? They have the UFC series. The only EA game I really, you know, I really got big on was UFC. And bro, like, to be honest, bro, like, WWE moving to EA, bro, is just not gonna make a big of a difference. They should have never left THQ. Remember THQ when they was making the WWE games and THQ was doing the old SmackDown games, and they were doing the SmackDown versus Raw series. What else? Yeah, you had a season mode in there. You had everything. All the talent. Yeah. It was very fun. You know, SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain, and all that stuff. It was very fun. But they should have never left THQ. That's the problem. They wanted to change. So they decided to go to 2K. And 2K is not even that good. What about EA and 2K? Can be partners? No, it won't work. It won't work. What difference will it make for EA Sports to make their game? Look at the past history of EA Sports. I'm gonna pull up a couple games that they stopped making. I'm gonna pull up. I do enjoy EA Sports when it's Madden, but it's the same game year after year after year. I mean, I enjoyed NBA Street, NBA Live. What else? Fight Night. Wasn't Def Jam made by EA Sports? I believe. Yeah, Def Jam was made by EA Sports. NCAA football was made by EA Sports. You sold the development of the game to people who know nothing about pro wrestling. That's a fact. Def Jam was made by EA Sports. Yeah. It was made by Ukes. Now I'll pull it up. It said the publisher was Electronic Arts, EA Sports. EA Sports published them. Let me check. I don't want to spend all day on this, so. NBA Live, man. NBA Live. NBA Live came out in... When the NBA Live series came out? NBA Live came out in 2004. 2005, 2006. It was made by the same people that made No Mercy. Okay. I don't get it. They stopped making NBA Live. They stopped making NCAA football. They don't even make NCAA basketball. I don't get it. At least for the UFC games, they at least wait a year or two to release. But man, moving to EA is not gonna make a huge difference. The game's still gonna come out the same. Excuse me. It's not gonna get any better. So what's the point of moving to EA? Why do you think Rockstar Games is waiting? Why do you think Grand Theft Auto don't release a game every year? Because they want to make sure it comes out playable. Grand Theft Auto 6 is not coming out till 2024. When is Grand Theft? Because I heard Rockstar Games already working on it. When is Grand Theft Auto 6 release? Because when is the AEW game going to come out? The AEW game is not expected to come out till late this year, early next year. Yeah, they're taking their time. They're taking their time with the AEW game. Be patient, fellas. Be patient. They're taking their time with GTA 6. Yeah. I'm glad Grand Theft Auto doesn't release games every year. I'm glad Grand Theft Auto don't do that. I'm glad AEW is taking their time before they release their game. I'm glad they're taking their time. They're not rushing it. They're not in a hurry. They're taking their time. Making sure things go right. Make it special. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be special when it comes out. Yeah, you don't want the same game. All right, moving on. Becky Lynch. I can't believe I'm saying her name. Becky Lynch reportedly legitimately injured. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch is reportedly suffering from an injury, and is legitimate. As noted, Lynch took to Instagram on Monday night and announced that she would miss Raw due to Bianca Belair damaging her voice box during the main event of Sunday's WWE live event in Allentown, which saw Lynch retain her title over Belair and Rhea Ripley. She posted a photo from what appeared to be a hospital room, but did not elaborate. In an update, PWI Insider reports that Lynch is legitimately hurt and is suspected to be out of action for around 2 weeks. As long as Lynch is back in the expected time frame, she will be able to make her WrestleMania 38 match with Belair, which takes place during night one of the big event on Saturday, April 2nd. Raw Lynch stated that she would not be at Raw on Monday night. She is currently backstage at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland. There is no word yet on if the fracture of the voice box is legitimate or just a storyline excuse for another issue. There is no word on what led to Lynch's injury or what the real issue is, but a correspondent at Sunday's live event in Allentown noted that Lynch seemed fine, but Ripley and Belair did work most of the match. I hope, seriously, I hope Becky Lynch is okay. You guys know I don't like her, but if she's injured, hopefully she gets well. I don't hate Rebecca Quinn. I just hate Becky Lynch, the character. That's all. Backstage news on WWE's WrestleMania 38 plans. WWE is hoping to have all their WrestleMania 38 plans locked in next week. Okay. Dave Meltzer reported on the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio. Meltzer noted that next week is set to be a big one for the company in terms of setting up the matches and what fans can expect from the two-night event. What do y'all want me to... Alice, what Ben 10 Ultimate Alien Cosmetic Destruction game? I don't play Ben 10. So yeah. Okay, back to what I was reading. The annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was also discussed. Typically, this battle has taken place on the WrestleMania card, either on the main show or the pre-show since 2014. However, the match may not be happening at the grandest stage of them all. While things are currently described as fluid for the shows, this bout may happen on the Monday or Friday night instead. Okay, who cares about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? The winner gets nothing in return. You just get a trophy. Over the past 2 years, this match has not happened at WrestleMania. In 2020, it did not happen at all due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The match did return at WrestleMania 37 weekend, but it was done on SmackDown instead, being won by Jey Uso. Previous winners have been Cesaro, Big Show, Cesaro, Matt Hardy, Baron Corbin, and Braun Strowman. Did they benefit off of that win? No. You don't. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, bro, it's just so... Like, what are you fighting for? You just fighting for a trophy, bro? You ain't fighting for nothing else? Like, at least the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal should be at least the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship. Like, you just got these guys out there fighting for nothing other than a trophy? Like, come on now. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, bro, is just not important. Because you're literally out there fighting for nothing. You're just fighting for a trophy. Ain't the winner supposed to get, like, something in advance? Like, the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal should be at least the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship. That's just my honest opinion. Moving on. AEW reportedly changed finish to Revolution title match. Hold on, let me read the chat for a little bit. Do you believe that wrestling companies will ever become like other sports, where they trade superstars or do wrestling contracts, just not work like that? Nah, I don't see it happening. Trash Mania in 2022, like trade Jay Cargill to WWE for say Rhea Ripley. Obviously, the trades have to be for similar value. Obviously, trading for Roman Reigns will cost like 2 or 3 stars, but WWE not trading him that way. Nah, I don't see that happening. You know, Vince McMahon and Tony Khan. Nah. Where is I at? Okay. Revolution. AEW Revolution title match changed. The finish. Excuse me. Sunday's AEW Revolution pay-per-view saw Britt Baker retain her AEW Women's World Title over Thunder Rosa after debuting a new look title belt. AEW officials reportedly changed the finish to Rosa versus Baker multiple times in the weeks leading up to Revolution. According to Fightful Select, the match saw interference from Rebel and Jamie Hager, allowing Baker to hit her stump for the pin to retain. There is no more why AEW went back and forth on the finish, but they are setting up for a rematch between Rosa and Baker during the St. Patrick's Day Slam edition of AEW Dynamite on March 16th, which takes place in Rosa's hometown of San Antonio, inside a steel cage. Yeah. So, why did you put the match if Rosa's going to get the rematch? You could have easily, this is how you would have avoided this whole situation, this whole creative situation. You could have avoided this whole situation by booking Britt Baker versus Mercedes Martinez at Revolution. Then you could have did Thunder Rosa in you still could have got to Thunder Rosa in San Antonio at the St. Patrick's Day Slam show. Because now you got fans complaining, oh, how did Rosa get a rematch and she lost at the pay-per-view? Yada, yada, yada. Motherfucker, you want Thunder Rosa to be champion? You better lie in your bed, motherfucker. Yeah. Thunder Rosa will be the new AEW Women's Champion next week. Simple. But if you knew the show was going to be in Rhodes' hometown, then don't put the match at the pay-per-view just for her to get a rematch 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? Mercedes Martinez should have gotten a title shot. And honestly, once Thunder Rosa beats Britt Baker, then Mercedes Martinez versus Thunder Rosa should be at Double or Nothing. That's another opponent I would add to the list. So either do Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez at Double or Nothing. You can do Miranda Alizé. So either do Thunder Rosa versus Athena, Thunder Rosa versus Taya Valkyrie, Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez, Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb, or Thunder Rosa versus Miranda Alizé. Simple. Impact Wrestling. New title match revealed for Impact Rebellion. The second title match has been revealed for Impact Wrestling's Rebellion pay-per-view. Impact announced a couple days ago that Trey Miguel would defend his S Division title in a triple threat at Rebellion. A series of qualifying matches will be held on an upcoming Impact episode to determine Miguel's challengers. The 2022 Impact Rebellion pay-per-view will take place on Saturday, April 23rd on pay-per-view. So yeah, man, Trey Miguel, the triple threat match, take my money. Moving on. WWE NXT stars working Raw live events Harlan to the main roster. I'm gonna tell you, I'm you know what, man, I might have to go full rant on this. WWE NXT superstars Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa are advertised for this weekend's main roster WWE live events in Georgia. New NXT champion Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are also booked for the shows in Savannah and Columbus, Georgia, so it's likely that these two teams will face each other. On a related note, PWI Insider reports that there has been some interest in bringing Harlan to Raw and SmackDown TV tapings to work darker matches. Let me repeat myself. PWI Insider reports that there has been some interest in bringing Harlan to Raw and SmackDown TV tapings to work dark matches. Harlan has worked 6 matches since debuting back on December 14th. He has defeated, can't pronounce his name, pass, Andre Chase, Javier Bernal, and Draco Anthony in singles action, while he and Joe Gacy have defeated Jacket Time in tag team action, but they also took a loss to Adrius Enofe and Malik Blade. Harlan and Gacy are currently working a program with Anthony, with Zion Quinn, which introduced on Tuesday night's NXT Robot Special, as seen in the video below. Why? Why do we have to rush the NXT call-ups from 2.0? Nobody is ready for the main roster, in my honest opinion. Not yet. Nobody is ready for the main roster. But if you want him in front of a main roster crowd, have him work some house shows during the weekends. Have him work some house shows. Don't put him on Raw. Don't put him on SmackDown. Those guys are not ready. I'm going to tell you right now. Braun Breaker's not ready for the main roster. Carmelo Hayes is not ready for the main roster. Trick Williams is not ready for the main roster. Diamond is not ready for the main roster. Who else? Toxic Attraction is not ready for the main roster. Cora J is not ready. These people are not ready. Tony D'Angelo. These guys will not be ready for the main roster. Let them sit in NXT for a year or two. For maybe 2 years plus. 3, 4, 5 years. Keep them in NXT, man. You don't want to rush the call-ups. I will let you know when a Braun Breaker is ready for the main roster. I will let you know when a Toxic Attraction is ready for the main roster. I'll let you know when a Tony D'Angelo is ready for the main roster. The only people, and I don't want to see them on the main roster. I don't have high hopes for them. The only people that should be on the main roster or should be getting called up is LA Knight, not Roddy. Roddy's done for real. LA Knight, Pete Dunne, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai, who else? The Grizzly Young Veterans should be on the main roster. Imperium should be on the main roster. I don't have high hopes for them, but Still, you need more talent. Imperium. Who else? And I would say, nah, that's it. That is it. Champ was already on the main roster. But you don't need to rush the call-ups. Cora Jade is only 20 years old. I believe she's 20, 21. She still needs more development in NXT before you send her to the main roster. Even Toxic Attraction. So, and if you want to bring in Roxy to WWE, send her straight to the main roster. She doesn't need NXT, in my honest opinion, because she's one of the best women in her industry today. Roxy is like top 10 in her industry. So yeah, Roxy, she wrestles like she's been doing this for 15 years. You man, yeah, man, y'all smiling, man, because you know when I brought a Roxy, man. But Roxy is one of the best female professional wrestlers in the industry today. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sorry for all you Stardom stands out there and you WWE Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair stands. But Roxy is up there with Sasha Banks, Io Shirai. She's up there. Roxy is a top 10 woman in her industry. And she's only 20 years old. Wow. She's gonna be a big star if WWE gives her that platform and lets her run with it. She's the next Sasha Banks. You got the face of the company. You got the face of the women's division in your hands. All you gotta do is put it in Roxy's hands and let her run with it. Roxy could go straight to the main roster if you choose to put her on the main roster. She will fit like a glove on the main roster, on Raw or on SmackDown. Can you just vision all the matches she can have? A Roxy versus Sasha Banks? Roxy versus Sasha Banks. Roxy versus Charlotte. Roxy versus Naomi. Roxy versus Becky. Roxy versus Liv Morgan. Roxy versus Rhea Ripley. Roxy versus Kaylee Ray on the main roster. Roxy versus Io Shirai. Can you vision all those matches? All the matches she can put on with those women in WWE. And some of the talents will make her look good. They'll enhance her. But Roxy should be the top woman in WWE if she comes to the main roster. She should be the top woman. I would say strap a rocket on the girl, but no, you don't want to push her too quick. Because fans will complain, but y'all complain when they don't build any new stars. But if Roxy is not women's champion in less than in 1 full year, I'm giving her 1 full year. If Roxy is not champion in her first year in WWE, there's a problem. Honestly, there's a problem. If she's not the NXT champion, if she's not the SmackDown Raw Women's champion in her first year in WWE, there's a problem. I'm telling you, man, you got the future of the women's division in your hands, and her name is Roxy. I almost called her by her real name. That would have been disrespectful of me. But Roxy is the future of pro wrestling. She's the future of the women's division. At the end of her career, she could be one of the best to ever do it if you just give her that platform. She's only 20 years old. She can still do this professional wrestling stuff for 15, 20 more years. I'm telling you, man, you got a top women's professional wrestler in the industry. Don't mess her up, WWE. Do not screw her up. Because she is a top 10 woman in her industry. I don't care about the Stardom stands. I'm sorry for any of you WWE stands. And she's better than half of the women's division in WWE. Can you imagine if she came to AEW and her and Miranda Alizé killed it? Jesus Christ. Man. Moving on. Top talent reportedly resigns with AEW. Miro has reportedly signed a new contract with AEW. The former AEW TNT champion recently resigned a new 4-year contract extension according to Fightful Select. This will keep him signed to the company until at least early 2026. Miro recently confirmed that he has re-signed with AEW on the Kurt Angle show. Miro and AEW officials reportedly agreed on the terms late last year, but it took a while before the deal was actually signed. His original AEW contract would have expired in the spring of 2022. Miro has not wrestled since losing to Bryan Danielson at AEW Full Gear on November 13th. He had been dealing with a hamstring injury for a while, but word is that he's been cleared to retire for quite a while. There's no knowing when Miro might be back in action, but we will keep you updated. I'm glad Miro, that's a no-brainer, easy. I didn't think Miro was going anywhere. I think he was locked in AEW for life. I know he's not injured. He's just waiting on creative, but when he comes back, you need to throw him in contention for the AEW World Championship. Enough of this TNT title stuff. I don't want these guys getting complacent in the TNT title picture. I don't. Darby needs to move up to the AEW World title picture. He needs to be in contention for the World Championship. Enough of this TNT title stuff. Because I feel like Darby is getting complacent with this TNT title crap. Darby needs to be in the TNT title picture. Who else needs to be in the world title picture? I'm not going to say Sammy. I would give Sammy one more run at the TNT Championship. Have him become a 3-time champion. Let him have a good run with the belt. Give him about a good... I would not take the belt off of him for a while. Maybe if he wins it in 2023, do not take it off of him until 2024. In my honest opinion. But Miro needs to be at the top of the card. He needs to be a main event guy. You know, I don't want to see some of these guys that could be world champion in AEW. I don't want to see him get complacent with the TNT title. I don't want to see him get complacent. I want to see him move up. But I'm happy that Miro resigned, and I'm happy for him. I honestly don't even give WWE all the blame for their lack to create new stars. Whenever they try to push new people, the crowd is always wishy-washy towards and only want to cheer the same people. You are right. You are right. You can blame some of the audience because they're fickle. TNT title has more value than the Intercontinental title right now. Yeah, I think but I think the TNT title is losing value a little bit. I do not like the booking of the TNT Championship. It frustrated me last night, man. I was going, man. If anybody watched that rant last night, man, woo. All right, what's next? Yeah, I already talked about Cody, still being winner for WrestleMania. Even WWE in the crowd feels dead during the match. Yeah. On the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that WWE wants Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania 38. They still want him. The upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw being in Jacksonville, Florida, like I just said. So it will obviously be the ideal location for his WWE return. He had things set up in regards to WrestleMania, but it was taken off the boards recently. The talks are still ongoing between WWE and Cody Rhodes. However, it remains to be seen whether or not anything happens. With Monday, March 14th being seen as a key date since he left AEW, the American Nightmare has been linked with a return to the company, but it is unknown if that will happen. Rhodes hasn't wrestled since January 26th on the episode of Dynamite, losing the TNT title to then TNT champion Sammy Guevara. Yeah, and he admitted he was working on a handshake deal. So yeah. Cody Rhodes, man, if he does not show up to Monday Night Raw on March 14th, then he's not coming back. For real. I think since Ring of Honor is brought out by Tony Khan, I think Cody Rhodes returns Friday, April 1st, Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. He'll return. Guaranteed. I'm confident he'll return at the Ring of Honor show on April 1st. Very confident. But once again, if Cody Rhodes comes to WWE, him and Seth Rollins. Simple. Update on Orange Cassidy's injury following scary AEW Revolution spot. Orange Cassidy injured his shoulder at AEW Revolution during the ladder match on the latest episode of AEW Dynamite. It was confirmed on commentary that he does not require surgery. That's a positive, thank God. However, the AEW star is definitely hurt, and he is suspected to be out of action for a while. Despite being injured, Orange Cassidy did appear on AEW Dynamite. He was at ringside during Real Yuta's match against Pac, and he lost, by the way. He did have his arm in a sling and had no physical role in the match. Cassidy has also yet to comment on the situation, so a timetable for his recovery is not clear. Hi, Evil Master 1080. How you doing? Orange Cassidy suffered the injury during a spot featuring Keith Lee. The Limitless One threw him over the top rope onto Christian Cage and Ricky Starks on the floor. Yeah, he threw him too far. However, Cassidy landed awkwardly, and that led him to tweaking his shoulder. After that point, the 37-year-old had no involvement in the match and was checked on at ringside by AEW's medical team. Hopefully Orange Cassidy is okay, man. But thankfully, no surgery is required. So that's good to hear. That's a good positive. How you doing? I'm doing good, my man. How about you, man? Man, I'm doing good. That's good to hear. We've been on here for an hour and 2 minutes, man. All right, come on, let's finish this. Come on. Backstage news on Braun Breaker's WWE's future. What up, King Wrestling? On the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that there is talk of Braun Breaker going to the main roster pretty quickly. Okay, I need to get this off. Okay. And it's blocking it. Hold on. Let me refresh the page and then okay. It is unknown how quick the transition is, but he and Gable Stevenson are supposed to be main roster bound. The former NXT champion appeared on Monday Night Raw this week, picking up a tag team victory. Braun Breaker is also set to be involved in the main roster house shows this weekend. During the recent NXT Robot show, he did lose the NXT Championship to Dolph Ziggler. However, it was Tommaso Ciampa who was pinned during the Triple Threat match. While it has not been confirmed, it is suspected that Braun Breaker will face Dolph Ziggler in a title match at NXT Stand and Deliver. When it comes to Gable Stevenson, it is unknown when will he be making his debut with WWE. The Olympic gold medalist was featured in the draft last year, being placed on Raw, which was stupid. Why is he in the draft if he's still in college? Since that point, he has yet to make an appearance on screen, but has been backstage at several premium events, though. Like I said, man, Braun Breaker is not ready for the main roster as of right now. Just keep him in NXT, man. He does not. No need to rush these call-ups. No need to rush them. Why you gotta rush the call-ups? Bro, like I said, bro, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, Corey Jade, Tosca Traction, those people will not be ready for the main roster. And they just got to NXT in like, what? They only been in NXT for like 6 months. 6 months in NXT. 6 months in NXT, and now you want to call these people up. That's way too early for a call for Braun Breaker. The only one that's just shine that makes sense of signing to WWE and going straight to the main roster is Roxy. That's the only one. Roxy is main roster ready. She does not need NXT. But keep Keep these guys in it. Keep these guys. Keep these women in NXT. But I did make a bold prediction. You know, I could see Bron Breakker going to the main roster. I could see Toxic Attraction going to the main roster. I don't see Carmelo Hayes going yet, but I do see Toxic Attraction and Bron Breakker going to the main roster. Toxic Attraction can drop those titles and be on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown the following WrestleMania. I can see Mandy Rose dropping that championship to Cora Jade because that's the woman who's going to take the championship off of Mandy Rose. Is Cora Jade. Cora Jade is going to beat Mandy Rose for that NXT championship at Stand and Deliver. And the Cora Jade era with the NXT Women's Championship is going to begin. And then Gigi Dolan and Jacy Jayne are going to drop those tag team titles to either Dakota Kai's team, or Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray at Stand and Deliver. And they have no championship, so they go straight to the main roster. I can see that happening. That's one of the bold predictions I made. Because knowing WWE, they would do that. But keep these guys in NXT, man. No need to rush the call-ups. Give them more time. Work on their promos. Work on their skills in the Performance Center. Give them time. You know, keep them in NXT for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You know, and then call them up. I will let you know when Bron Breakker is ready for the main roster. I'll let you know when Toxic Attraction is ready for the main roster. I'll let you know when Tony D'Angelo is ready for the main roster. I'll let you know when Carmelo Hayes is ready for the main roster. Why is Pete Dunne, LA Knight, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, Cameron Grimes, why are these guys still in NXT? They don't fit NXT 2.0. They don't fit the mold. You're just using them as school teachers to get younger talent over. And I thought we was building for the future. But yet you let Dolph Ziggler win the NXT Championship. I thought we was building for the future. I thought we was all about young talent, man. But no, you let Dolph Ziggler win the NXT Championship just to give it right back to Bron Breakker at Stand and Deliver. If the ratings keep going up consistently, then Dolph Ziggler will still be the NXT champion. If the ratings go down, he will end up giving that championship back to Bron Breakker at Stand and Deliver, and Dolph Ziggler will be another transitional champion. Why? Why are you taking the belt off of Dolph Ziggler just to put it back on Bron Breakker? Now you're losing. Now the NXT championship is losing value. A championship that Adam Cole held for over 400 days. A championship that Tommaso Ciampa held. A championship that Aleister Black held. Gargano. Who else? There's more. But no need to rush these calls, man. No need to rush them. All right. They're going for Charlotte. Give me. All right, come on. Whew. News on AEW Revolution pay-per-view buys. The 2022 AEW Revolution pay-per-view listed to be one of the most successful events in company's history. Last Sunday's Revolution event from the Edition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida, drew 110,000 pay-per-view buys on Bleacher Report and Fight TV, according to Wrestling Observer Radio. Depending on how well Revolution did on cable and satellite providers, the pay-per-view could end up with a low of 146,000 buys and a high of 165,000, 170,000 buys. This would make Revolution the second best AEW pay-per-view in terms of buys, only behind the 2021 All Out pay-per-view, which drew a reported 205,000 buys. That's crazy, bro. AEW Revolution was a good pay-per-view on Sunday. I enjoyed it. And yeah, man. Double or Nothing's about to get crazy. All Out's gonna get crazy this year. Full Gear's gonna get crazy. Yeah. Scorpio Sky's AEW TNT title win was reportedly planned a while back. Last night's AEW Dynamite main event saw Sky defeat Sammy Guevara to become the new TNT champion. Sky earned the title shot as he was undefeated in singles action for 1 year. Since his loss to then TNT champion Darby Allin on the March 10, 2021 episode of AEW Dynamite. In an update, Fightful Select reports that Sky's title win was planned as far as late 2021. The February departure of Cody Rhodes caused a hiccup in creative plans, but a lot of what went down still happened as planned. Back when Sammy Guevara won the TNT title from Miro on September 29th, it was already planned that Rhodes would win the title from Guevara, but then Guevara would win it back. However, that was delayed by a week. Then, when Rhodes was unable to make his title defense at Battle of the Belts in January. After winning the belt from Miro in late September, Guevara dropped the title to Rhodes at the Holiday Bash Dynamite taping in late December. Cody was unable to make Battle of the Belts, so they had Guevara defeat Dustin Rhodes to determine the interim champion, and then Guevara defeated Rhodes in an undisputed TNT title ladder match at the Beach Break Dynamite on January 26th. Since winning the ladder match, well, I gotta go. Bye. Take care. You too, my man. Have a great rest of your day. Since winning the ladder match, Guevara retained over Isaiah Cassidy, Darby Allin, Andrade, and then Allin and Andrade in a triple threat before losing to Sky that night. Sky is scheduled to defend his season title against Wardlow on next week's St. Patrick's Day Slam edition of AEW Dynamite. Wardlow earned the title shot by winning the Face of the Revolution ladder match at the Revolution pay-per-view this past Sunday. Wait, so you're telling me, hold on, am I reading this right or am I reading this wrong? You're telling me, back when Guevara won the TNT Championship from Miro on September 29th, it was already planned that Rhodes would win the title from Guevara, but then Guevara would win it back. So you're telling me if Cody Rhodes would have made his title defense at Battle of the Belts, that you're telling me Sammy Guevara was supposed to win the title back at Battle of the Belts on January 8th. That means Cody Rhodes would have only had the title for 2 weeks. I'm still frustrated on the booking of the TNT title. That TNT title is slowly losing value. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna give you the. Let me do this. I'm gonna go back to the reigns. TNT title reigns. List of champions. God rest his soul. I'm gonna repeat this again. God rest his soul. Got R.I.P. Brody Lee. 46 days as TNT champion. Cody Rhodes, 31 days as TNT champion on October 7th. From October 7th to November 7th. Darby Allin. Darby Allin held the TNT championship for 186 days. Darby was a good champion. Miro was a good champion. Held the championship for 140 days. Sammy Guevara wins the belt on September 29th on the episode of Dynamite. Only held the championship for 87 days. Cody Rhodes, December 22nd, 2021. This is pre-taped. The day is recognized. Only held the championship for 32 days. Cody Rhodes either got COVID, or his wife caught it. He had to be in protocols. So Sammy Guevara is the interim TNT champion. That doesn't count. So Sammy Guevara only holds the TNT championship for 42 days, going back to January 26th. Sammy Guevara was a 2-time transitional champion. I still don't like Scorpio Sky winning the TNT championship. I still don't like it. That was the wrong creative decision. That was one of the worst creative decisions AEW has ever made in their 3-year history of the company. I don't like it. Sammy Guevara should have never lost that TNT championship. He should never. He could have held it for another. He could have held it past April. Went into Double or Nothing with it. Then drop the title if you wanted to drop the title. What's the chat? All mid-card titles are a joke in both companies. I remember a time when the IC title was as presented as a WWE title, it wasn't even considered a mid-card title. It feels like he lost it for nothing. Thank you. He lost it for nothing. Transitional champion. You cannot book like that. Speaking of Sammy Guevara, I don't know why the IWC really cares about his love life. But apparently Ty Conti addresses allegations she broke up Sammy Guevara's engagement. After appearing in Sammy Guevara's corner on AEW Dynamite last night doing his TNT Championship match for Scorpio Sky, AEW star Ty Conti is once again dealing with fans online in regards to her relationship with Guevara and how soon it began after he ended his engagement with ex-fiancee Pam Nizio. Responding to a tweet from a fan who accused Guevara of leaving Nizio for Ty Conti called that narrative bullshit. She went on to defend herself and Nizio, asking the fan to not talk about any of them while claiming she had nothing to do with their breakup, and that Nizio had in fact checked in on both her and Guevara after fans accused Conti of breaking up the couple months ago. She said on Twitter, "Alright, enough with this bullshit." Conti tweeted, "Stop talking shit about us or her. They didn't work out anymore, and I had nothing to do with that. There's no fucking upgrade, and we are both good and different. When y'all was hating on us, she was the first one to test and check in on us." Well, that's good for Pam. You know, checking in, all that. Guevara famously proposed to Nizio back in August of 2021, prior to that night's episode of AEW Dynamite. Guevara announced their engagement had ended 2 months later. Ty Conti and Guevara later went public as a couple towards the end of the year, and the couple can frequently be seen together on Sammy Guevara's vlog, which airs every Tuesday. Due to her frequent appearances on the vlog, both Conti and Guevara faced backlash and harassment from fans after he announced the end of his engagement. With fans accusing Conti of ending the relationship, she would later take time away from social media platforms before returning in December. Why do y'all care so much who Sammy Guevara is sleeping with? Why do you care so much who Ty Conti is sleeping with? Why do y'all care about these people's love life so much? I don't get it. Like, do y'all care that much who's sleeping with who? Who's dating who? Who's fucking who? I don't get it. I have noticed that the IWC does care about who wrestlers date. LOL. I guess it's just because we expect them to date each other. Like, bro, I'm happy for Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti. If they want to date, let them be. It's simple as that. Like, why does the IWC have to take everything like just so serious? And this is why the IWC is a cancer. I wish, I just wish social media didn't exist, bro. Like, honestly. And that's why so many relationships fail today. Because of this social media bullshit. Like, why do y'all care so much who's sleeping with who? Who's fucking who? I don't tell y'all who. I don't tell y'all who I'm dating. I don't put y'all in my love life. Because I keep my love life private. Now, a couple of my homeboys know it. But how about, instead of you bashing Guevara, instead of you bashing Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti on Twitter, how about you go out on a date? How about you touch some grass? How about, bro, thank you. Who gives a fuck who Sammy's sleeping with? Like, realistically. How about you go on a date? How about you go see what a girlfriend looks like? Like, realistically. Go see how it feels having a girlfriend. Go see how it feels having a boyfriend. If you're a woman bashing these two on social media. Go see what it feels like. People need to go touch grass, bro. Go touch grass. I'm not on Twitter 24/7 bashing couples. Oh, they're dating this guy. Oh, she cheated on this guy with that girl. I'm not on Twitter. Thank God. I'm not even active on there. That's all I got for you, man. That's all I got for you. Thank you guys for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed this news video. Let me know if y'all enjoyed it. But yeah, social media is toxic, bro. Social media is toxic. Like, bro, y'all care that much? Who's sleeping with who? Like, for real. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in with me, man. Thank you guys for joining me on this Thursday afternoon, man. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, wherever you are. Be safe, take care, stay healthy. I love y'all, man. I'm gone.